Hello, friends. Welcome to this session. Today, we're going to talk about multiple aspects. And yes, some things on communication, something about productivity. And I have a very special guest with me. She's still a student. She's still just completed her second year. And she's doing phenomenal work. So she's doing work which is much beyond her age. Perfect. So, Ayushi, I have not yet introduced you to the audience. So, let me take this opportunity. So, as I told you, there's a surprise. So, you will be interacting with the student, but she doesn't really look like a student. She's doing some phenomenal work across another social media platform, which is LinkedIn. I really can take the liberty of calling her a LinkedIn influencer, though early years as yet. But yes, you will definitely see much more of her in the times to come. And so she's a second year student, completed a second year from IIM Rohtak, a second year IPM student, currently doing her internship. And we have many things to discuss today, Ayushi. Welcome to this session.
Thank you, Vikas. First of all, thank you. This is my first Instagram live, so I'm really excited.
Perfect. So, why don't you share your journey in terms of whatever you've been doing over the last few months in terms of social media? So, just share whatever you need to with our audiences.
Yeah, sure. So, first of all, you have introduced me so well. So, I have really less to speak on. But apart from the college thingy, I would say that the lockdown has been I've taken advantage of a lot of things during this lockdown, especially building up my social presence, then getting into freelancing, then ghostwriting for some top-notch people, then recently the LinkedIn Create Accelerator program. So this has been my journey throughout, and I would say it is during the lockdown, like last 1.5 to 2 years. This growth has been great, I would say, and I love it. I completely loved it.
Perfect. So she's running short of words. She's so enthusiastic, bubbling with enthusiasm. She's running short of words, but we'll give her more chance. So I actually just a follow up to that question. So you're still a student, second, just completed your second year. So let
More
me
three
ask
years,
you this. Yeah,
more 3 years to go till I
three
complete
three
my
more
course.
years, right? So as a student, what do you feel are the two most important aspects which you feel are required for you to be more successful in your life as you start off with your professional careers?
Yeah. So in my 20 years of knowledge, 20-year-old dimag, I would say first is how you present yourself, how you portray yourself. लोगों से बात करने का तरीका. That is your communication skill. That is very, very important first. Second, your presence of mind. These are the two things I feel uh, is really important. By the way, Vikas, you too are into personality, branding, communication, students, and stuff. What do you feel? Why don't you tell?
So I definitely would rate communication as one of the most important aspects. And today, Ayushi, this has become all the more important because you're not just talking about a
Yeah,
communication in the face-to-face arena. Today, you ought to be good, let's say, talking to the camera right now. I'm not talking to you, I'm talking to the camera actually, right?
definitely.
And then conducting those virtual sessions. So communication has really the scope in which you need to improve in terms of communication has really improved, increased, I would say. So communication definitely, and what is about presence of mind and branding, all those aspects. Yeah, I mean the pecking order would be huge, but yes, communication definitely I would say tops the list. So Ayushi just mentioned about branding, and I forgot to tell you, she also works on personal branding. She calls herself a personal branding strategist. We will not have time today to actually take some tips from her in terms of personal branding, but yes, she's doing a lot of phenomenal work. So
Thank you.
this is in terms of being a student. So you have so many different hats to wear. Ayushi, you are currently undergoing an internship. You definitely a student, so you need to learn something new every single day and then keeping up with your social media engagements. I'm sure many you create a lot of content. So I have personally gone through a couple of her videos personally, and she really speaks well. I would really urge you to watch a couple of her videos. So Ayushi, with so much of stuff to do, man, how do you manage so many things concurrently?
Um, Previously, maybe when I was starting out, I used to be walked down by I have to do so much and I have so less time. Now, what to do, what not to do. But now I have gotten the hang of the game. Like apart from what everyone does, student, they're studying, they have to write on the assignments, etc. Apart from this, I just choose two, three elements more. That is building up my social presence, freelancing, and that's it. I think when you think of it as that way, that you are a normal student, but you are doing just two elements more than them, it becomes very easy. And if you know how to manage your time and prioritize well.
Perfect. So I conduct some sessions on time management as well, but I hope Ayushi is already up to the mark. She doesn't need any tips on time management. Wonderful. And that too coming from a 20-year-old in terms of she being able to manage her time across so many different formats. That's really phenomenal, Ayushi. So any message from you? So I'm sure a lot of young audience would be listening to this session. So any message from you as a 20-year-old to your fellow colleagues, I would say, not to students, but to your fellow colleagues. Any message that you would like to say?
Um, yeah, the one message which I was struggling to actually fit in this in my lifestyle, and I would also suggest people to do is when you are starting out, don't restrict yourself, don't put yourself in boundary that okay, this is not the domain, or this is not something I would see myself doing in the next 10 years. So why would I even do that? No, you never know where that little thing might help you in the long run. You'll have more content to speak, more things to talk about, more experiences to share in your during your personal interview. So I think that is one thing. And second is build your social presence. I cannot just stress upon the fact, rather 99% of the opportunities I have got till date has been via personal branding because I have a social presence. People do know me. So these are the two things people have to work on. At least when you're a student, when you have the bandwidth to actually invest time and explore more. These are the two things. Hope that was not too
Very
much.
Again, so coming back to personal branding, you absolutely right. So even when I speak to a slightly more mature audience, and again, I really have the same things to share, Ayushi, because today people would be knowing you through your social media presence, and even for those of you who are in corporate jobs as of now, believe me, your likelihood of getting the next good assignment will be dependent on how you really manage your social media profiles. And it's not about just about looking for a job on social media. That's not the idea. Actually,
Yeah,
people have
yeah,
got it wrong many a times. It's all about you being able to network with more people, you being able to know more people, and to connect with like-minded people. That's what social media is all about. So,
yeah,
I really urge all my participants to be there and be active in their respective interest areas. So even if you work
definitely.
in the financial industry, you need not be active only in the financial groups. You may be an avid cricketer. You may be an avid book reader. You may be a writer. God knows, right? So
Yeah, yeah,
you will start knowing people who share the same interests, and that's how you will start building up your presence. So it's very important, as Ayushi mentioned, very important for you to be able to start building up your presence. See, because this is something that doesn't happen overnight. So right, Ayushi, even you've invested a couple of months. I'm sure it's just about a start for you, but you really invested some time, and you keep investing some time every day.
yes.
Now, that choice really rests on you as a person as to how much time you want to devote, but some amount of consistency, some amount of presence, you ought to be there. And
Yeah.
then, if I really have to really talk to some more people in terms of what they should be doing in the long run, I've spoken about something on communication, believe me, some more softer aspects. So, I usually, especially people of your generation, you really will study pretty hard. You will do pretty well in your finance, marketing, operations, all those subjects. I'm sure. Once you've got in a good institute, you will definitely come out in flying colors. Initially, in the early few years of your career, these are things which will really land up your dream jobs and your dream salaries. That's what you've gone to a great institute. That's one of the reasons, not the only reason, one of the reasons you've gone to a good institute. But as you move up the hierarchy, it's something to do with your teamwork, your personal skills is what will really keep you in that race to
Going.
really
Yeah.
continue to have a longevity in the corporate world. So that's what. I mean, we've had a good conversation. I see short conversation, and so we spoke about some aspects on what really are important as a student. Yeah, and then I should mention some aspects of time management. You're doing pretty well, but you ought to be able to keep up with certain things. Yeah. We all will have too many different tasks to be done, but it's how we manage those tasks. And lastly, her message, very, very clear again, Chris. You ought to be on social media. Pick up the media that you feel you more closely associate to. We're not talking
Huh.
about sticking to just one media, but the media that you're very comfortable with, pick up that media. Start getting into your interest groups and start making your presence felt. So that's all what she had to say, and I just had to kind of add on to a couple of points on what she spoke about. Wonderful, Ayushi. It's been wonderful talking to you, and
Thank
I
you.
really look forward to watching more of your videos in times to come.
Sure. I enjoyed it thoroughly. Given it's my first Instagram live.
Thank you. See you then.